Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Kind of late at night for us, huh?
It's almost my bedtime.
I know it, but this was too important.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do this tonight.
Yep.
First, we would like to say that this is not a personal grudge against anyone. We have never criticized any ex-Jehovah Witnesses' work or anyone's beliefs or non-beliefs, only their behavior towards others. It is not a Christian versus atheist thing. This is respect for Ray Franz and a legal thing. So, as many of you know already, that I was able to contact the legitimate owner of Ray Franz's books, Deborah. And thanks to some friends, it took me 2 emails,
Yeah.
1 phone call, and about 4 hours altogether to track her down.
And we did discover that there was interest in what was going on, huh? Despite what someone else said.
She was very interested in what was going on.
Very interested in what was going on.
Yes. But we have here a signed and notarized legal document and a letter that Deborah wants to share with the world and to answer all those questions that many of us have been asking. And these will be on her website, but I will have the link below in the description and also posted on our website, you know, the link, and on our Facebook and anywhere else. We're just asking everybody to help us spread this all around. Okay, so first I'm going to read her letter here. It says, I am Deborah Dykstra, the sole owner of the copyrights of Raymond Franz's works. Here you will find what I've been doing since acquiring the copyright. On the internet, many have expressed assumptions about me and disparaging, uninformed statements have been made against me. Now I will tell my story. I have been the copyright owner of the writings of Raymond Franz since June 1st of 2013. At that time, Cynthia Franz was still alive. She was selling both of her late husband's books on Amazon.com. I assisted her to do that. She asked me to wait to publish any additional books until she had sold her entire stock of books. I was more than happy to comply. Even though the books were readily available on Amazon.com for under $30, a copyright infringer started selling pirated copies on Amazon.com using Create Space to produce them. They were also proliferating the books on multiple websites all over the world. The infringement was pervasive. The perpetrators priced their copies just below what Cynthia was selling hers for. The sales of her books went away overnight. When I discovered this infringement, Cynthia was very upset, feeling that her late husband and his works were not being honored, nor were his wishes or his widow being honored. She directed me to do whatever I could to insist any and all copyright infringers would be called upon to cease and desist their activity. I promised her I would. I hired a copyright attorney in August of 2013. He said that until the U.S. Library of Congress actually posted my June 2013 transfer of copyrights, he could not bring any infringement to trial in federal court or protest copyright infringement with Amazon.com or Create Space. Additionally, I learned that a basic registration of a copyright takes about 3 months. However, a transfer takes 1.5 to 2 years to complete. Since my copyrights were a transfer, I would need to wait a long time. I informed the copyright attorney that I had turned in all the necessary paperwork to the U.S. Library of Congress in June of 2013. Now we needed to wait to take legal action. Upon the advice of my legal counsel, I became silent about the copyright, publishing books, etc. Many people were frustrated that I was not answering their questions about the copyrights. The perpetrators had been very careful to shield their identity. Since I had no idea who the copyright infringers were, my attorney did not want me to say anything to anyone. Prior to my discovery of the infringer on Amazon.com, which included many websites, I had my sights on a very reputable publisher. With the pervasiveness of the infringement, they were no longer a viable option for me to pursue. The publishers are uninterested in a complicated situation. While I waited for the U.S. Library Congress to post a transfer of the copyright, Cynthia shared with me all the trouble Ray had had with copyright infringement over the years. As soon as he would put an end to one infringement, another one would pop up. This astounded me because Ray always published his books at a very reasonable price and shipped them out one by one himself. There were ample books available through Ray at a reasonable price. So why were people infringing on his rights? I wish I had the answer. However, even with the above history, Cynthia was heartbroken over how blatant the perpetrators on Amazon.com were and insisted that I do everything I feasibly could to bring an end to it. Once again, I promised her that I would. On December 29, 2013, Cynthia Franz died without resolution on the infringement on Amazon.com. I am sorry that she did not have that peace of mind before she died. Nevertheless, in April of 2015, the U.S. Library of Congress had registered the transfer of the copyrights to me. Now my copyright attorney was willing to send out a cease and desist letter to anyone and take it, if need be, to federal court. He sent out a letter to Amazon.com and they revealed the infringer. He then sent a letter to the infringer. By the first week in May 2015, the perpetrator of the infringement on Amazon.com had agreed not to infringe on the copyright henceforth. Nevertheless, there was never restitution paid because of insolvency on the part of the perpetrator. I had paid out thousands of dollars in legal fees to stop the illegal activity without getting any money back. Where I do miss the money I paid out, I am not sorry I spent it stopping the infringer. It need be, I will do it again. It is very important to me to preserve the integrity of Raymond Franz's works. When people purchase or receive in some form an illegal copy, how do they know for sure if all the words that are written are what Raymond Franz wrote? If someone is so blatant as to justify infringement of a copyright, how do we know they will stop there? Is the story the same? Have any of the words been removed or added? This was a big concern of both Raymond and Cynthia Franz. It is of great concern to me. With the Amazon.com infringer stopped the first week of May 2015, I had plans to move very quickly to seek publishing of Crisis of Conscience. However, before I could do that, I became very ill. From May 2nd to September 27th of this year, I could not eat solid food. The saga all ended with surgery on September 23rd. I am happy to report that since my surgery, I've been able to eat solid food. I have gained 12 much-needed pounds as well as strength. I have high hopes that I will be back to myself in a few months. In fact, it has been a couple of weeks now that I feel strong enough to take on the task of getting Crisis of Conscience published. I have been weighing my options. Nevertheless, it has recently come to my attention that there are other blatant infringers of Raymond Franz's works on the internet. One has arisen above the others in an unshamed promotion of bootleg copies of Crisis of Conscience on YouTube. As you can see, I am posting a worldwide cease and desist letter on this webpage. I am also contacting the above-mentioned person directly. Even as I move to stop him, I realize he is not the first and will unlikely be the last. Nevertheless, I am dedicated to step-by-step address each and every copyright infringer that I become aware of. It is incredible to me that many justify engaging in illegal activity to produce books that expose the lies of the Watchtower organization. How does that make any kind of sense? Raymond Franz was a man of integrity. Every one of us should rightly honor his memory by treating his books with integrity.
Absolutely. Amen on that one.
Yes. I am putting out a public plea to assist me in maintaining the integrity of Raymond Franz's works. Please let any copyright infringers, perpetrators, pirates, and bootleggers know about this webpage. Also, please let me know if they do not comply. I am also asking that no one purchase, receive for free, or promote illegal copies of Raymond Franz's works. Infringers will not be motivated to produce the illegal copies if you do not purchase them. Most importantly, out of respect for Ray and all he stood for, please honor him. I am presently considering 3 different routes to publishing Crisis of Conscience. I hope to make a decision within days and plan to publish within weeks. Please stay tuned on what I am doing. I plan to update this webpage with the latest information concerning the publishing of Raymond Franz works in print, Kindle, and electronic formatting. I plan to work very hard to make Crisis of Conscience available to everyone that would like to have a copy. Very truly yours, Deborah Dykstra. And then she has her mailing address and her email.
Yep.
And then right below that, on her website, is a worldwide cease and desist letter.
I'll drink to that.
She has a list of all of the editions and versions of Crisis of Conscience with the copyright registered numbers and In Search of Christian Freedom. And then it says, I, Deborah Dykstra, am the sole owner and registered copyright holder of all of Raymond Franz publications since June 1st, 2013. My copyrights include, but not limited to, and like I said, she lists them. Consider this notification to all those and any who are currently creating and circulating unlawful copies of the works of author Raymond Franz in any format, including but not limited to printed books, digital, electronic, i.e. PDF, or phonorecords, which are protected under the United States copyright laws, that your actions infringe on my exclusive copyrights. I'm not going to read all the codes. Any acts to produce and distribute without prior written agreement are unlicensed and constitute violations of the Copyright Act of 1976, codified at the Title 17 of the United States Code and corresponding provisions of other national copyright laws. Accordingly, you are hereby directed to cease and desist all copyright infringement of the above entitled works. It has come to my attention that some people have been copying the works of Raymond Franz, i.e. Crisis of Conscience and In Search of Christian Freedom, distributing these works for their own personal use and personal gain. And then it's got a bunch more codes.
Codes, yep.
It says these, under the U.S. Copyright Act, Title 17 of U.S. Code, infringements of copyright may be remedied by injunctive relief, destruction of infringing articles, and awards of damages. Further, upon registration of a work, the copyright owner may receive court costs and attorney fees, and in lieu of actual damages, may elect to receive statutory damages. These damages are awarded at the court's discretion and may be up to $30,000 for ordinary infringement and up to $150,000 for willful infringements.
Now, say that amount again.
$150,000 for willful infringement. Further, under 17 U.S.C. 506, any person who infringes a copyright willfully for purposes of commercial advantage or private gain shall be guilty of criminal infringement and subject to fines and imprisonment.
Ooh, imprisonment? Ooh.
Accordingly, I therefore demand that those committing this violation to immediately cease and desist any and all unlawful copying, circulating, marketing, distribution for free, and or sale of the above stated copyright publications, including destroying infringing materials.
Destroying the bootleg copies is what that comes down to.
If any person continue to engage in copyright infringement after the posting of this letter, your actions will be evidence of willful infringement. This includes, but is not limited to, unauthorized selling of copies of printed hard or softbound books, unauthorized circulating of PDF and other digital or electronic copies, unauthorized file sharing, i.e. Vimeo, Dropbox, etc., unauthorized creation of hard or softbound books from PDF copies, unauthorized phonorecords, any audio recordings of books. Note that copyrights are still being infringed upon even if you are not profiting from these unauthorized copies and are sharing them without cost or charge. It is still a violation of copyright laws even if you give it away, and there can still be serious damages awarded because you have hurt the commercial value of the copyrighted property. For those who do not comply with the cease and desist demand immediately, I am entitled to use your failure to comply as evidence of willful infringement. I will contemplate pursuing all available legal remedies, including seeking monetary damages, injunctive relief, and an order that you pay court costs and attorney fees. Your liability and exposure under such legal action could be considerable. It is signed and dated by Deborah Dykstra on December 12th, 2015, and it has a notary public stamp, which makes it legal. Okay, just a little bit left of this. Okay, restitution and contributions. Presently, there's only one group with my permission to publish and distribute Raymond Franz's books. They are Austieg, Ausstieg in Germany, and they presently have my permission to publish and distribute Raymond Franz's books in German, no other language. Their website is www.ausstieg-info.de. There have been other infringers that I've discovered along the way, primarily giving away free PDFs since Raymond Franz died. All that I was aware of, I sought and had removed from the internet. Nevertheless, I have recently been told by some people that there are and were others. Even when the PDFs or other forms of the book are given away free, it hurts the marketability, commercial value of the copyrighted material. This is why it is illegal to do so. Some people have expressed regret that they participated in putting up free PDFs and have requested to make some kind of restitution and have asked that I provide a link to my PayPal account. If this applies to you, whoever you are, I respect you greatly. If you send funds to me for this reason, I will accept it with no questions asked. I will not pursue any kind of action whatsoever. I will simply thank you for your honesty in my heart and respect you greatly for your effort to make it right with me.
And that's what it comes down to, being honest, doesn't it?
Yep. There is another group of people that would like to help me with my legal fees, etc., and contribute to the cause of maintaining the integrity of Raymond Franz's works. I am very emotional as I write this, as I find it hard to accept. On one hand, I want to say no, and yet, truth be told, it would certainly assist me as I have pondered this. I need to humbly say yes. If you are moved to contribute even $1 for this purpose, I am deeply grateful to you. Click the button below to make a contribution, and then she's got a PayPal donate button. And thank you, Deborah, for because we did ask her to put the PayPal button for those of us that want to help her out.
Yeah.
And like she asked for everybody's help, in reporting these illegal copies and everything else. So we have a huge chore ahead of us of finding all these websites with all these PDFs. We've already contacted some of them, and some have gotten downright nasty. So we're going to have to get the attorney after them.
See, and that's the thing. This is a legal cease and desist right now. As explained, if any further distribution of this work, illegal infringement, could result in fines and jail time.
Yeah. And what we're going to do is we're disabling the comments under this video just for the simple fact that there's not going to be any more fighting and arguing.
This is end of discussion because this is a legal matter.
This cease and desist settles the matter and argument. End of discussion.
The thing that I got to wonder is those that have already sent money to get their copy, if this cease and desist is demanding all those copies get burnt and destroyed, will you get your money back now?
And if you get the book, then you're in possession of
stolen goods. And trust me, emails can be tracked by the federal investigation people. So think about it.
Yes. So thank you all, and thank you for your patience. And
well, there's going to be some more coming. Kim and I have we've been playing around with an idea of having some sort of online auction to raise money to help offset the cost of these books so that we could get them up perhaps maybe quicker or maybe make them much more readily available. We're still trying to pound out a few details here.
Yeah, if nothing else, just to help Deborah with the legal fees.
Yeah.
Because she's got a huge battle. Like most of you heard in the letter there, that because she didn't have her official registration for that 18 months, 2 years, whatever it was, there was a proliferation of that book being just plastered everywhere. So,
Yeah.
like I said, we've got our work cut out for us, and we're asking all of you, to help us in that. And I do know that Deborah would appreciate it.
Yeah, so again, the name of that website that this article and this cease and desist is on.
Yeah. It is www.commentarypress.com/copyright. And like I said, I'm going to put the link down below in the description. It's going to be on my Facebook, and it's also going to be on our website. And
So please, more than welcome to mirror this video.
Yes.
I would strongly recommend disabling comments if you're going to do that, because this is the end of this particular issue. There's no more arguing involved. This is a blatant cease and desist. You're not going to argue it.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Arguing and fighting is done. It's
No.
settled.
Cease and desist.
End of discussion.
Exactly.
So you all have a great
Good night.
evening. Good night.